Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Share Talk Bulletin Board Heroes on Thursday, the 7th of June, now that the market's finally open. Starting off with EVR Holdings, where the big question was how far the stock would retrace after that spike that we saw at the beginning of last month through 19 pence. The answer seems to be the 200-day moving average. That's at 9.82 pence. That was hit briefly intraday earlier in the week, and we bounced well back above that. Also a level to look out for, 10.8 pence, which was the low in May. While we're above that on an end-of-day close basis, one would be relatively confident of at least an initial target here at 13.3 pence, which is the 50-day moving average. And then hopefully after that for July and August, a retest of the best levels of the year to date. At this stage, only really back below a weekly close, back below the 200-day line would warn us that the best was indeed over on this particular situation. Next up, another chart which is looking quite sprightly, and that's independent oil and gas. We had this saucer shape formation reversal. Nice handle here on the right-hand side, based at 20 pence, and really while we're above that, looking for at least a retest of October resistance last year at 28 pence. And the ideal scenario, obviously, is that the shares will quickly break this May peak of that we saw just a couple of weeks ago, especially as we head into this golden cross between the 50-day and 200-day moving averages, around 17.5 pence. Normally, the run-up to such a cross is the most bullish part of the cycle. On to a stock which I'm not quite sure whether I've looked at before, but here we have Skin Biotherapeutics with this broadening triangle breakout that the shares are delivering at the moment. We had the golden cross for the stock between the 50 and 200-day lines at the beginning of last month, and we've had decent progress since then. Obviously nice that we've broken the slightly problematic 18 pence resistance area. That was resistance way back in April last year as well. So above that, looking for a push towards this March resistance line projection at 26 pence over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Stop loss on the buy argument, either back below 18 pence if you're very aggressive, but preferably around 16 pence, which is this March support line. Next up, a stock which is looking rather encouraging at the moment, comes in the form of Tricorn. Obviously, we've pulled back a bit today, but we had the golden cross. We've had unfilled gaps to the upside through the 200-day line, which is normally a pretty encouraging thing to see. And top of the channel here from last year, last March, 50 pence. We're looking for that to be hit at least while we remain above the 30 pence zone, and the target there possibly over the next couple of months. Going on to stock which is a perennial private investor favorite on Twitter, and that comes in the form of Thor Mining. Here the shares trying to rehabilitate themselves after peaking out in February. The view at this stage is that we've likely got a support line there coming in towards the 2 pence level. Obviously there could be a bit of an overshoot on the downside as we've seen before, but around 2 pence should cap losses. If you're cautious on the stock, maybe wait for an end of day or even an end of week close back above either the 200-day line rising at 2.14 or the 50-day line at 2.27, and then after that hopefully over the following couple of months a full or partial retest of February resistance towards 0.5 pence. Finishing off with the another strange situation that comes in the form of YWG PLC. We had the gap down here in November. We've got a gap higher through the 200-day line for the start of June. That's falling at 50 pence, and we can hold above that on an end of week close basis. One would be looking for a notional 80 pence target at the top of this September 2017 price channel. Stop loss really back below 45p, the floor of the gap. Obviously the shares are very overbought at the moment, but obviously as this is not a very liquid situation, you can get funny readings on the RSI indicator. That's it from me. More updates at the same time tomorrow.